Hello wonderful children, how are you? I hope you must be good and taking care of yourself. As you see children that winter is approaching and weather has changed. So make sure you wear your woolies all the time to keep yourselves warm, right? And don't fall sick. Now today we'll be starting with a very short lesson, that is lesson number 23, punctuation and capital letter. This lesson, like punctuation and capital letter, like children, you know that it has been taught from a very childhood, right? And it won't take very long time for you to understand. But what I have noticed, that whenever you write in your copy, you still make that same mistake. Often many children make same mistake. They don't start with the sentence with a capital letter. They forget to put the full stop, which is wrong, right? In English language, all these things are marked, seen, and they are given marks. If you don't do it, your marks are deducted. So children, make sure when you start your work, you always pay the attention on your punctuation and the capital letter. Now let's see how to pay attention in our capital letter and punctuation marks when we are writing the sentences in our copy or in our work. Now you can see that I have written A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K and so on, and then again with the small letter I have written A, B, C, D. Why? Because I want to differentiate, I want to make you understand the difference between the two types of the method which we write English alphabets. A, B, C, D, which we have written in a big block letter, that is called capital letter. What it is called? Capital letters. Now, next is I have written small a, b, c, d and the line and so on. It is called small letters. Right. Now, children, there is lots of difference between capital letter and the small letter. There are lots of difference which we carelessly don't want to accept it either, nor we want to follow it. Now in the English language rules, grammar work, this is very important part that you have to keep it in your mind till the end, right? Till the end, if you want to secure good marks. There are certain rules that we should always remember, and it has been taught in your small classes that a sentence always starts with a capital letter. It always starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. The first rule is a sentence begins with a capital letter. It always begins with a capital letter. See, I have also written it is a capital letter A. Second sentence is that a sentence always ends with full stop. Right? With full stop. This means this is the end of the sentence. Now the second sentence which we are going to use is different meaning. Now you can see over here I have written 1 and 2 sentence. First sentence has a different meaning and the second sentence has a different meaning. Right? To differentiate the meaning of the sentence, the thoughts, we put full stop. Right? So full stop plays a very important role in the sentence. Next is we use commas to separate long sentence to small sentence. Now, when there are sentences which are having a long sentence, now to making a long sentence, instead of writing a long sentence, we break the sentence with commas. Now you cannot put commas wherever you feel like. There, when the thoughts are differentiating with the first two thoughts, right? But the thoughts are same. Like over here, if I say while making, what do you require when you make a tea? When you make a tea, you require what? What are the things which we use? That is milk, right? Milk, sugar, right? Tea leaves, leaves, milk, sugar, tea leaves. And since it is winter season, most of us like to drink it with ginger. So we can add tea masala or ginger, anything. Tea masala, MASALA. Now when we are writing, we are saying it or writing what to make tea, we need milk. Now milk is one substance item. We separate the second item with comma. Sugar, tea leaves, then you write here. See, after every words like tea, milk, I have separated with comma. Sugar and tea I have separated with comma. Now after sugar, tea leaves, there is tea masala and nothing else. So I have added and tea masala, right? In this way, and don't forget to put the full stop. In this way, commas are used. Second thing which we have to keep it in our mind, that is whenever we are using proper noun or we are using a pronoun like I, it is written in capital letter. Now children often make such mistakes, silly mistakes, when they are writing in their copy. That is like when I say I am going to the market. Right. Over here they use, still I find that children, they have gone to class 10, but still they don't understand how to write I. Over here, this is wrong. You have to use the capital letter. So the proper noun I is always written in capital letter. Now, next is all the pronoun. The pronoun I is written in the capital letter. And all the proper noun. Now what is proper noun? Proper noun is the name of a person, place, thing or animals. So whenever we are using these proper nouns, person's name, animal's name, place's name, or thing like the Bible, the Ramayana. So it is T will be the capital letter and R will be the capital letter. So this we have to always keep it in mind. So over here when I am writing Diya, D-I-Y-A. Now this over here it is wrong. D should be, it is the name of a person. So it should be written with the capital letter D. Now if I write Delhi. D-E-L-H-I. Now over here, Delhi is what? Is the name of a place. So, but I have written D with a small letter, which is wrong. it should be written in the capital letter, that is Delhi. The capital letter with Delhi. Now if I say the lion, if I say the lion is the king of jungle. Now what is wrong over here? Yes, lion is a name of is a proper noun, which is a name of an animal. Hence, it should be used over here with the capital letter lion. Right? If I say take any book's name. Next is, if I take any book's name, say like if I say now you are studying like the Merchant of Venice, like the Merchant of Venice. Okay, now this is the name of a book. So over here, the should be in the capital letter, merchant M should be in the capital letter, of should be in the capital letter, and V should be in the capital letter, because it is a name of a book, hence it is a thing, right? And if I say any subject, physics, English language, when I go for when I am taking the paper, or you write in your copy, you write English language. Now this is wrong. Why? English and language. You have given weightage to the language, but not with the word English. It is co-associated with the language. So this should be also written in the capital letter, and moreover it is the name of a subject. So all the subjects name, all the name of the books, all the name of the river, like the Ganga river. No, this is wrong. It should be written in this way. The Ganga river. Right? This is right. This is wrong. Always the name of the river, the name of the book, the name of the thing, animals, and anything that it should be written in the capital letter. Now next, children, some of the punctuation marks are capital letter, which I have already discussed, commas, I have already discussed, full stop, I have already discussed. Now question mark. Now what do you understand by the question mark? The punctuation marks which we use in the sentence for question mark is in this way. Simply this. When do we use the question? We use this punctuation mark when a sentence is asking a question like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Right? Where is your book? Where is your work? It all ends with a question mark because I am asking you question. Right? Next is exclamation mark. Now exclamation mark is used for in this way. This is the mark, exclamation, punctuation mark which we use for exclamation sentence. Now what do you mean by what is exclamation sentence? Now exclamation sentence is that when you are showing a sudden expression of anger, happiness, joy, sorrow, then you use this exclamation mark. Like if I say, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Now my expression is saying of joy. Right? What a beautiful day. Wow, I got such a beautiful dress today. Wow, It is the joy of happiness. Excitement. Oh my God, I got this thing. I am going for a trip to so and so place. Oh my God, like oh my God. Again, there is an expression of excitement, happiness. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Now, oh, I'm so sorry is again an expression of what? It is an expression which is showing you are regretting, you are feeling sad, right? So there is a O. After O, I'll make a exclamation mark. Oops, I dropped it. Oops, I dropped it. Now again, oops, I dropped it. Is an thing for this word. Again, we are going to use exclamation mark. So when you are using in an exclamation sentence where the sentence is showing joyness, happiness, excitement, sorrow, right? Then we use this. We don't put full stop. We instead of full stop, we use exclamation mark. Now next is hyphen. Hyphen is a small dash. It is a small dash. And when do we use this hyphen? When we are joining two or three sentences. Not sentence but words. Like I give you over here. This thing, mother in law. We don't write mother-in-law like this. But this is one word. This is one word. Now this is a one word, like how we will make show the reader or us that this is a one word. We use this thing punctuation mark hyphen, right? Hyphen, mother-in-law, right? Suppose next if I say the word is if I say she is 21 years old. Now over here 21 is again I am going to show in this sentence. I want to show that 21 is a one word. So this 21 word, I have to show it to a one word, I put a hyphen over here. So 21, if I write, it is separate two words. And every word has different meaning. To make it one word, to show the reader or to us, we use this punctuation mark, this thing 21 to show that it is one word, and then we use the hyphen word. Now next is suppose if I say we say that now everyone has bedroom, है ना? Everyone has a bedroom. So how do we write bedroom? This is wrong. We should not write bedroom like this, but we should write this one like this. Bedroom. Dining room. Right. Now bedroom means it is a one room where we sleep. So it is a one room. So bedroom is one thing. So, but if you take it, if you remove this hyphen, this is bed. It has a different meaning. Bed and bistra. And room means room, kamra. Bistra, kamra. No. To make it one word, we use bedroom. We use hyphen. Dining room. In this way, we use hyphen words. Now children, I hope you must have understood, and you are not going to make such silly mistakes while writing down in your copy. Now next is quotation mark, which is very important. Now in quotation mark, there are two types of quotation mark. Double inverted quotation mark. This is double inverted comma, closing with double inverted comma. This is called double inverted comma. This is called double quotation mark. Single means one, then the sentence is there, then again it closes with the A. It is called, when you are starting the question, the sentence, it is called double inverted comma open, because it is the opening of the sentence. Double inverted comma close. After full stop, we say double inverted comma first. It is read like this: double inverted comma, open inverted comma, and close inverted comma. Right? It is read in this way when you are dictating or you are explaining to someone. Now, when do we use double inverted comma and single inverted comma? When I have written one example of each. Double inverted comma we use when we are quoting someone's same dialogue, right? Same word, right? Like then we use double inverted comma. And in single inverted comma, we use single inverted comma we use only for the name of the books, name of the film, then you can say name of the films, and then when I read, I forgot. Name of the poem, name of the stories when you are quoting in your sentence. Then we use single inverted comma. Now let's see example over here. Tanya said, comma. Tanya said, comma. Then what is Tanya saying? The dialogue, the same word to word, what Tanya is saying, I have used with the double inverted comma. Then started with the capital letter. I am going to study for few hours. Full stop. Then the double inverted comma close. Okay. So in this way we use double inverted comma. Double inverted comma tells us that it is the same word to word dialogue which the person is saying. Now second one is Three Idiots. You remember the name Three Idiots? What is it? Recall? Fast? Yes, it is a name of a film. Now, since it is a name of a film, we are going to write single inverted comma. Okay? We are going to write single inverted comma over here. Single inverted comma, Three Idiots, and then is a very funny movie. Full stop. Only it is this thing. If I say Robinson Crusoe is a very interesting story, so Robinson Crusoe will be in an inverted comma. Single or double? Right, single inverted comma. Any name of the poem when you are quoting in your answers, it should be in the single inverted comma. The name of the poem, like if is the name of a poem, you will write if inverted comma, single. But if you are quoting a sentence of the hero or any character of the story, then you will put with double inverted comma, right? This is how we are going to use the double inverted comma in our conversation or in our written work. Now next is dash. Now dashes, we are going to study that there are two kinds of dashes. One is M dash and second one is N dash. There is a lot of difference of M dash and N dash. Now N dash is very important and we usually use in our sentence when we are writing. So first we understand what is N dash. Now N dash is what? To show a range of numbers. To show a range of numbers like dates, time, right? So like if I say, you can say that when we are writing lesson 2 to 4. How do we write in the same different form? Right, we can also write 1 to 4, which means lesson starting from 1, 2, 3, 4. Complete your work from lesson 1, 2, 3. So what is the like? We can write either in this way. If you don't want to write in this way, we can write it in this way. Generally, when we give you homework, so what we do? Exercise A 1 to 6. That is, you are going to start from like exercise A. You will be starting. You will be doing the work from serial number 1 till serial number 5. Now punctuation marks which we have used is called N dash. What is called? It is called N dash. ENDASH. Remember that. Now this N dash is slightly bigger than the hyphen, but smaller than the M dash. Now what is M dash now? M dash. M dash is to separate group of words that are not important for understanding of the rest of the sentence. It is, we use this punctuation when we want to separate a group of words which is not very important for understanding in the sentence. Like over here, things have changed a lot. Hyphen, happily, for better. Like things are changed for a lot. Like of course things can change a lot. For many reasons. It can be like good days have come, lots of monies have come. God has blessed you. Anything it can be for many reasons. So things have changed. Dash. And so therefore the life has become happily forever after. Right? This is the way we use M dash. I hope children you have understood the importance of punctuation mark, and while doing your work I am sure you are going to do now, right? Change your mistakes which you always do it and write it correctly. Now before ending this video, I would like to say something that for winter holidays, you will be getting your homework. So the instructions are given to you that do it in your classwork copy. Now if you are doing it in your classwork copy, please do it neatly and give a neat and clear handwriting. The way I want. I told you one thing. First impression is the last impression. Then it can never be changed, no matter how much you try. So whenever you give your work, try to form a good impression. So after every question, you are going to draw the line. Separate this thing. You have to make the borders with the black pen. Write the question with the black pen. No shortcut method. ये नहीं कि आप लिखोगे like this. कि the question is given to you, so you will write like this. Question number 1. The farmer. And then the last line. No, like this. You have to write the full sentence. This is your homework, not your question paper. So make sure you do it neatly and clearly, because remember, marks will be given. You will be getting a report card. You will see that those who have not shown their work, they are given zero for their marks. For half-yearly mark for copy work, and those who have given 1 or 2 chapter, half mark, 1 mark we have given you. So make sure children, this is a very good way to earn marks, and to get a good marks you have to earn something. Now we have given you a very easy way to earn marks. So give a proper and clean work. Have a good day, enjoy yourself, and happy holiday.